O divine flame, O Agni, Richa 1. Tvam yagnai satamita samanyavo devaso devate niriri iti krutva nirre. Amartyam yajatamarteshva devama devam janataprachetasam vishama devam janataprachetasam. This is the rendering of the Richa by Shevendo. The O Agni, ever with one passion the gods have sent in words. The divine traveler, the divine walker, with a will they sent thee in. O master of sacrifice, they brought to birth the immortal, the divine who brings the divinity, the conscious thinker. They brought to birth the universal who brings in the divinity, the conscious thinker. There are the mighty gods, there are the mighty diligent gods, there are the mighty diligent persevering gods, there are the luminous hard-working gods, the God, divine God, there are the mighty God, the wonderful, extraordinary God, gods full of light, gods full of strength, gods rich in divinity, full of light, full of strength, rich in divinity, the divine God, gods engaged in divine world, gods immersed in divine world, enthralled, engrossed in divine world, gods persevering in divine world, rich God, gods rich in divinity, gods rich in divinity, gods rich in divinity, in their luminous ways. They, the diligent, the conscientious, the mighty God, the divine God, the divine God, they hold a passion, they hold an intense passion in them, a fiery passion, passion with truth and might. They hold a mighty, intense passion, an inspiring passion, a motivating passion, a resolute passion, passion burning, sound and perfect, burning like a flawless diamond, a pure, a perfect diamond, a blaze, diamond blaze, tetrahedral, diamond in this blaze. They hold it in them, they hold it in them, they hold in them a flaming passion, an intense flaming passion, a white burning passion, born of heaven, a gold bright fiery passion, in the will of the supreme fire, a passion in the villa of the will, in the villa of the will, in the villa of the will, in the full freedom of the will, in its strength, and in its efficacy, in the will of the divine fire, in the will of supreme Agni, the divine Agni, in the will of the divine, in the will of the divine, in the will of the divine. They hold in them an arduous passion, a great inspiring passion, an enthusing, motivating passion, a passion that is also dense and substantial, an inspiring passion, a samavite passion, a lofty, sublime passion, passion, concern, a glowing preciousness, and in that arduous, sublime, glowing passion, they hold in them an arduous passion, a great inspiring passion, an enthusing, motivating passion, a passion that is also dense and substantial, an inspiring passion, a samavite passion, a lofty, sublime passion, in the concern of the concern, a glowing preciousness, and in that arduous, inspiring, sublime, glowing passion, they have sent Agni inward. They have sent Agni in worm. They have sent Agni in worm. They have sent Agni in worm. Oh, the marvelous action of the God. Oh, the celebrated action of the God. They held a passion for the God to be inward. They held a passion for the God to be inward. For the God to be immortal. For the God to be immortal. For the God to be immortal. They held a passion for Agni to be immortal. They held it for the God to be inward. They held the passion in the will of the willer, in the will of the willer. They held the passion for the God to be inward, a passion for the God to be inward, a passion for the God to be inward. Agni is blazing in the soul of the mortal, in the soul of the mortal, in that passion, in that mighty passion. Mighty and luminous and sublime passion, the God sent Agni inward, the hard-working, the diligent, the conscientious God, the mighty God, they sent Agni inward, they sent Agni inward, they sent Agni inward, the flame, the flame, the flame in the immortal, the flame, the immortal and the immortal, the immortal in the martyrdom, the immortal in the martyrdom. They sent Agni inward. Agni the flame, he the divine traveler, he the divine worker, he the dweller of divine work, he the dweller of divine work in the martyrdom, he the dweller of divine work in the martyrdom, dweller of divine work in the martyrdom. The mighty, powerful, radiant God, they sent Agni inward, inward, deep within, in the cave of the heart, in the secret recesses of the heart, they sent Agni inward. He is there, Agni is there, Agni the flame, Agni is there, Agni the flame, Agni the flame, Agni the flame, he is there, he is there, he is there, Agni dwelling there in the cave, in the deep cave, in the secret cave. He is the immortal in the mortal, the immortal in the mortal. He is the God to be, the God to be. He the growing God, He the growing God. He is the God to be, He is the God to be. He is there, He is there. He is the master of sacrifice. He is the master of sacrifice, the chief, the principal, the first, the paramount. He is there, He is there. He is there engaged in the sacrifice, in the magnificent yajna, the magnificent yajna, the eternal yajna, and in the yajna, and the sacrifice, in the eternal yajna, does he grow. In the sacrifice, he grows into the God to be. 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 The golden body, the aureate splendor, bright and burning, the divine Agni, ablaze there, ever ablaze, he grows into the God to be. The mighty God, the mighty thoughtful God, the deep thoughtful God, the fasting, deep thoughtful God, the luminous builder God, they in their urge to change the mortal's Lord, brought Agni to burn. They brought Agni to burn. The God, they brought him to burn. They brought him to burn. The birthplace to burn. They brought Agni to burn. Brought him to burn. That the mortal engages himself in the divine sacrifices, engages himself in the spiritual yajna, engages himself in the adhyatma yajna, that he, the mortal, grows in it, grows in it, grows in it, grows in the divine sacrifice that the mountain grows in it. They brought the birthless to birth, one who is free of birth, one who is free of birth, the immortal, the divine being, the divine Agni. They brought him to birth, they brought him to birth. The divine Agni has entered into birth, the knower of birth into birth. They brought him to birth, the immortal into mortal. That itself is a vision, the miracle, a well visioned miracle, a wonder, an alchemic wonder, immortal in the mortal. They brought him to birth. The flame, they brought him to birth. They brought him to birth. He who brings in the divinity, he the conscious thinker. They brought him to birth. They brought Agni to birth. They brought him to birth. A great act indeed, the marvel of heaven and the thicknesses of mortality. They brought him to birth. He, the alert, he, the conscious thinker, he, the vigilant thinker, they brought him to birth. They sent him, the immortal, to the mortal. Yajata amatyam marteshu, Yajata amatyam marteshu, Yajata amatyam marteshu. They brought him to birth. They brought him to birth. A great and affable, a precious thing they did. A gracious thing that did. A great, affable, precious thing that did. A gracious thing they did. The God, they brought Agni to burn. In the coming of Agni, will the birth be reborn. In the coming of Agni, will the birth be reborn. Reborn in the greatnesses of the Spirit's astonishment, Spirit's splendor. They brought to birth the universal. They brought him who brings into divinity. Agni, the conscious thinker, the diligent worker, the journey's leader, the guide, the sage doer of sacrifice, the performer of yajna. They brought him to birth. They brought him to birth. Agni's house in the house of matter too. House for matter to discover its glory. House for matter to discover its glory. House for matter to discover its glory. They brought into birth. He who brings in the divinity. He who brings in the divinity. He who brings in the divinity. He the conscious thinker, the unfailing friend of the mortal, the ever watchful, the ever observant. They brought him to birth. Agni has entered into birth. Agni has entered into birth. Agni has entered into material birth. Into material birth.